Welcome back for another video. In case you missed it, the GW21 deadline has been brought forward from Saturday to Friday. Burnley versus Luton, the first game of GW21 now. So in this video, we're going to discuss the best players to buy for our FPL teams. Starting off with the goalkeepers. And Raya tops the GW21 projections of 4.4 points. Arsenal, as we know, are in a bad patch of form, having lost 3 on the bounce in all competitions now, knocked out the FA Cup on Sunday. They're home to Crystal Palace though, and they need to bounce back immediately. Assuming that we get a response from Arsenal, Raya's still a good transfer for 4.9 mil, one to consider on a wildcard as well. Although Petrovic is joint second on the table, he's in a void. Sanchez has an estimated return at the end of January, which is only 2 game weeks away. There is a chance he retains his spot. Many Chelsea fans have been pleased with the presence he's brought to the team, but it's likely not a risk worth taking on. Likewise, Bayindir sneaks in for Man United. Expected to debutise in Onana's absence, who's now away for AFCON. He'll get a temporary run of games in all likelihood. He could be a fun pick if you're playing the draft game mode, but not worth picking up in the main game. So Areola's moved into second place among all goalkeepers with points of 74 after an 11-point haul last game week. Good news owners, he's projected to do well again, facing Sheffield United next. West Ham may have picked up a few injuries in the FA Cup though. Mavropanos, Paqueta and Bowen are all forced off injured. We'll talk more on West Ham later. With Man City having defeated Huddersfield 5-0 in the FA Cup, there's an increasing chance of a double game week 25 for Man City and Brentford. It's only 4 game weeks away, and it could be a factor if you're looking at a keeper transfer or if you're on a wildcard. Edison could be worth consideration, as frustrating as he has been at times. They would have a potential double game week with 2 home games against Chelsea and then Brentford. Brentford's double would be Liverpool home and then Man City away if it drops in game week 25. On to defenders then, and for the first time in a while, Estupinan's back in the top projections. Scored a great goal last game week and again in the FA Cup. And if we sort by fixture difficulty over the next 8 game weeks on FPL.page, Brighton are top in the league. They've got Wolves, Luton, Palace, Spurs, Sheffield United, Everton, Fulham and then Forest coming up. 4.9 mil, an absolute bargain for the upside he offers. Though of course clean sheets have been a scarcity for Brighton, having kept their first of the season against West Ham last league match. You'd expect there to be a few over that run however. With Arsenal favourites on the clean sheet odds, White, Saliba, Gabriel and Zinchenko make the table this week. Despite the bad patch of form, they're still top in the league for expected goals conceded over the last 6 game weeks with 5.4 XGC, and then it's Villa, Liverpool and then City. Given Burnley's favourable fixture against Luton, Vitinho snuck into the projections, but over the next 5 just 10.1 points projected, so he's in a void. Colwell's Chelsea's top scoring defender with 54 points at the moment. But if you're looking for a Chelsea defender, Gusto for 0.5 mil cheaper has to be the one, with James still sidelined from mums, and Chilwell is returning from injuries soon, and he's an option for Pochettino at left back. So Pedro Porro's in a lot of our teams. He's projected 3.2 points this week, so it doesn't make the table. Spurs are away to Man United. A decision to make on benching him, not a straightforward one. It really depends on who your alternative pick is in defence. Much like Estupinan, he scored a great goal in the FA Cup. He scored a worldie from outside the box. We know what he offers. Not only Trent's got higher expected goal involvement over the last 6 game weeks, and only Trippier's got higher XGI over the entire season. For example, Walker's projected 3.4 points, Pinnock 3.3. Those are negligible differences between the two, and favouring the defender with the upside might be the play. Dunk is actually 5th for expected goal involvement among all defenders this season, and he's back from suspension. Though again, the logical pick is Estupinan for the far superior attacking threat when he is playing anyway. He's actually 0.1 mil cheaper. On to the midfielders. The big talking point this week is who are the best Salah and Son replacements. Bowen was emerging as a favourite. Only Salah and Son have got more points among midfielders, and they're the only 2 to have scored more than his 11 goals. However, he was subbed off injured in the FA Cup. 735,000 have picked him up already, and they'll be hoping that he's fine. Unless we see him in full training or we get concrete news that he's fit, then he's a risky transfer now. The good news is that West Ham don't play until the 21st of January, so exactly 2 weeks later than when he picked up the injury. Post-match, Moyes was asked about it and he said, "Hopefully we'll find out that they're okay, but I'll need to wait and see." Saka and Palmer are the obvious replacements for Salah and Son if you don't know neither of them. Saka's top in the league for projected points in Game Week 21 with 5.8. Though it is an opportunity to go for a differential captain if you've got a feeling about a player, Saka, Palmer, Richarlison and Trent all good options. Over the break, Spurs have signed Werner on loan for the remainder of the season. He's able to play left wing or through the middle. The expectation is that he'll probably be deployed down the left, Johnson in right wing, and Kulu in the floating role until Maddison and Sons return. Werner probably won't come straight into the team though. So Richarlison's still a good option for 6.9 mil, but the Werner signing could be a factor down the line when both Son and Maddison return to the team. Odegaard ranks 8th over the last 6 game weeks for expected goal involvement among midfielders with 3.4 XGI. He's also emerged as a popular replacement for Salah and Son. He's not reached the heights of last season, but we know what he's capable of, and he does have 2 good fixtures ahead. Given Sterling's bench in last game week and Madueke's goal, he's looking like a sell now. He did start in Chelsea's 4-0 win over Preston in the League Cup and he scored. Given he's home to Fulham, it's a move he can delay 1 more week. He has to be a hold this week. If he starts, there's potential returns in there. So De Bruyne returned from injury with his first minutes in their 5-0 win over Huddersfield in the FA Cup. He got an assist shortly after coming off the bench as well. You'd imagine his minutes will be managed, so it could be a week too soon to get him just yet, which is unfortunate given the need for Salah and Son replacements. His return could have a knock-on effect to Foden and Alvarez's minutes gradually. Moving on to the forwards, and top this week is someone we've not seen for a very long time, Tony. He's projected 5.4 points with Brentford hosting Forest in Gameweek 21. He played for the Brentford under-21s over the break and he scored a hat-trick. Presumably he comes straight in, as Mbeumo's injured and Visser is at AFCON, so they need him now more than ever, and Brentford in a dire patch of form themselves. I suppose the problem with the forwards is that there's other options doing perfectly fine. Watkins and Solanke have been outstanding this season, Alvarez has ticked along, and many of us are looking at a route back to Haaland imminently. 20 goals and 4 assists last season for Tony. If you love a differential, he's just 0.5% owned right now. So let's talk about Haaland then. He doesn't make the table this week, his availability is still a big question mark. He wasn't in Man City's FA Cup squad at all, so what are the realistic chances that he starts in Gameweek 21, or if he starts, how long does he play? On paper, it looks like we can afford to delay the Haaland transfer 1 more week if we don't have him. In Gameweek 22, he's home to Burnley. We don't throw the word essential around here often, but with such a great fixture, and he's the clear best captain, he's practically essential there. That of course assumes that he's back and at least makes the bench in Gameweek 21 before. If you've got the popular Solanke, Watkins and Alvarez front 3, another headache is who to drop for Haaland when he's back. Watkins has got the most points among all forwards, Solanke's 3rd with Haaland in between, so they're surely not sells, but Alvarez will be a difficult sell before Burnley at home. It's looking like a headache for another day. The answer could be selling Alvarez. Only 3 players have scored 15 plus goals for Premier League sides across all competitions this season, Haaland with 19, Salah with 18 and then João Pedro with 15. He's second on the 4 projections this week with 5.2 points. Despite the impressive numbers, De Zerbi's rotated him heavily throughout the season. It might be a frustration not worth taking on unless you're willing to accept random benchings. That said, with Mitoma injured, he's perhaps in line for more minutes than he's previously been getting. It's a tough fixture for Solanke, facing an informed Liverpool side. He's projected 4.3 points. Not a sell though, as the Liverpool fixture is followed by West Ham, Nottingham Forest and then Fulham. If this video has been helpful, please drop it a like before you go. Lots more great FPL content to come this week before the deadline, so make sure you subscribe. See you soon for the next one.